So the next one is business alignments. And this one I'm going to give myself an 8. I was going to say 9, but I'm going to give myself an 8 because I still feel like there's a few things that I have that I'm holding on to that are no longer serving me. And I'll give you a great example on this. So my personal website, for example, has been something that I've spent a lot of time and not a lot of money because I have a great internal team that does design and development for me. So it's quite inexpensive for me to redo a website. But the branding and the messaging and my story and the videos of me being interviewed on podcasts and the social proof and the entrepreneur articles and the Forbes articles and all that kind of stuff, it's not me anymore, man. It's just not. None of it. The photos that are on there are old. The tagline that's up at the top where it says, I serve awesome leaders and their teams to create scalable growth, or whatever the heck it says. That's not what I do. That's not what I do. I can do that, and I have done that, but it's not who I am anymore. Because what I do is I amplify the impact of committed conscious creators, the change makers of the world, the people that are here to create a more beautiful world, the one that I want to live in, the one that I want to leave for my kids. That is where my genius lies. That is the truth that I've owned over the last number of months. And it has nothing to do with strategy. As Danielle speaks about lots right now, less strategy, more soul. That's what I'm embodying. That's what I'm leaning into. And it's messy, man. It's like letting an identity die. I'm the LinkedIn guy. No, I'm not. I haven't done LinkedIn shit for years. Like actual trainings, or even been involved in the day-to-days of running LinkedIn campaigns and all that kind of stuff. Now, LinkedIn's still a part of the toolkit of what I use to be able to build awareness and create community and connection, but it's just a tiny, tiny piece. But it's a focal point of all the old interviews that I've done. It's a focal point in my story. It's a focal point in me talking about growth and scalability. It's about lead generation. But again, that's not who I am. I'm about magnetizing your clients, your ideal clients to you, attracting them by being your authentic, true self. And stepping into that uncomfortableness of, ooh, geez, I can't say that, and going, yeah, you can. Of course you can. You know all those things you say you desire, those dreams, that limitless possibility mindset that you have that says, imagine if I could have that. The way to it is authenticity and truth. I'm an example of it, and I'm still stepping further into it right now. But I'll give you a great example. The other day, I saw a post by a guy who was speaking about him and his wife's choice to end a pregnancy. And there was a lot of depth to it with regards to the explanation of why. But of course, this is a hot topic right now, Roe versus Wade. And I jumped in and I just said, hey, I commend you for your bravery to say this out loud, and just know you're not alone, brother. Like, I've been there before too. And then it inspired me to actually write an article that I titled, This is My Abortion Story. And I wrote it from my perspective, not my wife's. I got her permission to talk about it because it involved both of us. She'll jump in when she's ready. But I wrote it and then I sent it to him. I said, hey, you inspired me to write this. And he got back to me right away. So did his wife. And they were just so grateful for me sharing my story, because then they didn't feel so alone. They felt like they could actually push through this incredible pain that they had, where somebody else just was brave enough to say out loud, yeah, been there. It sucks, man. Don't ever think it doesn't suck. Like, feel that pain. It doesn't go away either. And then I also shared the fact that we went through it 3 times. And that was one of the things that they expressed. Like, oh my God, I don't know if I could even handle it 3 times. And yes, you can. That's what I thought too. And while I would never wish it on anybody, and I don't want to go through it again, I know that I will experience pain in the future. I will experience loss of identity, of family, of whatever it is. But I've equipped myself to be able to understand that it's not about wanting the rain to pass or waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I remember hearing that quote at first and being like, that is stupid. Like, no, this sucks and it hurts and it's not freaking fair. And I was pissed off at the world and I felt shameful because I thought I'm supposed to be a protector. I lost 2 kids. Why couldn't I have fixed that? Why couldn't I have been the strong one that made it better? But I had to surrender to the idea that it was meant to happen. As much as it hurt, my pain has now turned into my purpose, which is to help elevate the voices of people that are here to be a part of that positive change. One that leads with love, one that is inclusive in all ways, that doesn't, what's the term? Oh, I forget the phrase already. Virtue signal, that doesn't show up with this ideal of inclusion, but then actually acts the opposite way with their actions, or wants to be a voice, says something, but then as they get called up to join the conversation, feels offended or attacked. That to me is not, it's not embodying that. If we want to be the change that we wish to see in the world, we need to be the change. And I get to lead from the front. I don't get to tell you what to do. I get to tell me what to do and then go and be it. That was a long answer to business alignment. And I don't even know if I addressed it, but the business alignments, what are my businesses? Well, the source that I'm doing with Danielle, that's a business, but it's also a completely aligned way of being. It is a container, a community, a collective. It is the place where I get to surround myself with the people that I want to spend more time with, those change makers, so that I can bring my gifts to them, so that I can have them bring their gifts to me because I know they'll elevate me. That is in alignment. I feel that at my core. So is the Extremely Conscious Retreat that Mike and I have created. Like back in December when I was thinking about creating a documentary, because that was the truth, is back then I was like, maybe I should create a documentary. Where would I start? How do I get funding? What's the storyline? Do I need a script? Do I have to get investors? Those are the questions that were coming to my mind. And then eventually I had to surrender and go, nope, you know what? Why don't you just go live your life and let the story of your life be the script, the manuscript for the documentary. And then that's what led to being authentic in the way that I'm sharing this right now. That's what led to the cold plunge truth and hopping in the river and doing hard shit. That's what led to creating the retreat and surrounding myself with other men, knowing that it's not just me raising my kids, though every one of those men that came to our retreat are as well. Every man in this world is raising my kids, as well as women, as well as non-gender identifying or not. Sorry, I'm still trying to get my language down. I did post something recently about this stuff. Non-binary, gender identity. Yeah, anyways, you can see I'm still growing, man. I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm doing my best here. But it's important to me, and I am completely aligned with my businesses. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch the full unedited episode, go ahead and click over here. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. Thanks so much.